essentially you're watching the movie, but you get to make the choices for the main character using your remote control. So when I heard of this cool little thing, I was super interested and I was excited. So I checked it out as soon as it came out. But I'm gonna read to you the plot. I guess what the movie's about. A young programmer makes a fantasy novel into a game for a big company, trying to keep his mind into making it right. His own reality becomes weirdly disoriented. So that's the IMDb summary or plot, and that's essentially what the movie is. It stars Fionn Whitehead. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name, but this guy was in Dunkirk. I remember that. I love Dunkirk, and I think he's a great actor. Everyone else is also awesome. It also stars Will Poulter, who I love. I love him so much. I think he's amazing. He's hilarious and he's super cool. He's smart and he's a really great actor. So it's got a great cast. It's very I like the way it's directed. The cinematography. It all looks it looks great. So the interactive portion itself, if you guys follow me on Snapchat, you saw like kind of my journey. It started out very simple. The very first like choice you get to make for the character is what cereal he wants for breakfast. It starts off with that, and then it gets into more intense decisions that you must make, and they are very intense. And for someone like me, like I am a terrible decision maker. I really am. I'm very indecisive. Plus, to top it off, my anxiety doesn't help that. And I know it's just a movie, but I was so just enveloped in the entire process of it and the experience that I was sweating for a bit because I wasn't sure if I was making the right decision. So I will say, if that sounds like something you're interested in, you should check it out. You should check it out nonetheless, because it is definitely a unique experience that hasn't really been done before. And I commend Netflix as well as the Black Mirror people for venturing and trying something of the sort. I read that they had been thinking about it for over a year already, maybe longer probably, but probably over 2 years, I don't know, but they had really been thinking about it and trying to figure out how it would work, and so it's like a little hot. And they made it happen, and I think it's really cool and interesting. So the concept itself is great, and I thought it was super fun. Now, is it really because I guess it was sort of sold to people as a choose-your-own-adventure film, because we get to choose the path the character takes, but is it really? Because, so, early on in my journey, I realized that I made the wrong decision. Like, I made a decision that wasn't favorable for the characters, and it's a very clear moment in which one of the characters literally verbally says, of course he verbally said it, but he verbalizes, wrong path. And I was like, oh my god, it feels like they're talking to me, like I messed up. And right after that, it sort of takes you to the screen where you can choose a different path. So that's kind of how it went. There was probably about 7 times during my viewing where I had to make a different decision. So, like, for example, I made one decision and it ended up in something bad happening, and it kind of would take me to another screen. It almost felt like a video game, so your character dies. Okay, it reminded me of Zelda. I don't know, really any video game, but I've been playing Zelda lately, and like, okay, not the show. Sorry, I don't know how to talk, screen would kind of, for some of them, not all of them, the screen went black, and then it went back to like a screen where you had two other options, and you could go back in time to change that, or you could change this. And so that happened to me several times, which, so it's cool, and it's also not cool. So in a sense, I felt like I wasn't really in control of the ending, and I think I read that there are 5 different possible endings, and the first ending I got, I was like, what? Like, I don't know, I was just kind of like, I was so out of it. It was like, this is so weird. I still haven't got another, because I was trying to watch it right now, but I was like, I need to film some videos, so I'm gonna keep watching and try to get other endings. But yeah, there's so many different options that you can take. However, if you stray too far from, the already set endings, it kind of takes you back and steers you back on track. So that kind of sucks, but it's totally understandable. I mean, if that were the case, we could really pick all these other options. There'd be so many different endings that they would have had to film, and it's just a lot of different things. So, I mean, in a sense, it was a really cool concept. However, it doesn't fully feel like I'm in control, because it's kind of like I make one decision and they're like, no, you weren't supposed to make that decision. Come back and make this one. I don't know if I'm making any sense. If you've seen the movie, you get it, maybe. If you haven't, you might be totally lost. But like I said, I highly recommend you check it out. The movie itself, like the characters are great, well cast, good acting. It's really great acting. It's a very solid film. I feel like I was so caught up in like the choices that I didn't really pay attention to the substance itself. I mean, I got the film, but because there were so many different directions it could have gone in, and I saw so many different like endings or pathways, I kind of got a little bit, not confused, but I mean a little confused on what my character actually had done and hadn't done, because I was like, oh, he already saw that, but then I'm like, wait, no, I went back in time and I changed that, so in this timeline he hasn't experienced that, or you know what I mean? So it was a little bit tricky. It's definitely a very unique and bizarre format, I would say, for a film. Entertaining, like I said, but it's tricky, and I think we're gonna see a lot more kinds of these projects. I definitely see it. It was all over Twitter. Like, I mean, I saw so many memes. It was really great. It was blowing up on social media. So that was awesome. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a super unique idea, and I loved it. Everything was shot really well. The plot itself is basic enough so that you could follow it without getting lost, with all these different pathways. They all kind of take the same turn, in a sense. But yeah, it was cool. And on another note, I think that it really does, kind of does trip me out, because I, in turn, am thinking about, like, life and how every little decision that we make can affect our entire future. And that's what I freak out about. That's why I'm so bad at making decisions, because I'm like, okay, if I do this, like, maybe this is going to happen, and what if this happens instead of this, and what if this affects the rest of my life? And that reminds me of the Final Destination movies, of like, I don't know, like one little thing can trigger this thing, and I don't know, I hate those movies, but it really got me thinking about life in general, and how there are so many, like, therein lies the question of, is our like, destiny, is like that set in stone? Like, are we destined to follow a certain path, even though we think we're in control? But are we really, like, we're making these decisions, but is this already, like, mapped out for us? Or there's the other idea of, maybe, we start at point A, and we end, at point B. Like, maybe that's set in stone, but everything that happens in between is our choice, but maybe we still end up where we're supposed to end up. decision, like, is constantly affecting every possible outcome of our life. Wow, this is getting into a lot. I mean, I could go on and on about this sort of conversation. This stuff fascinates me, and I think about it a lot. Like, what is fate? What is destiny? Like, is it all set in stone? Is it all constantly moving? Are there different, pathways that are constantly in rotation? And I don't know, man, it's pretty wild. So that's what this particular movie got me thinking about. Again, it got the topic running around in my head. But yeah, so those are just a couple of thoughts on Bandersnatch. Let me know if you guys have seen it. It's on Netflix. Also, apparently, it's not like, you have to have a newer device in order to actually have the option to make your own choices. Because what's interesting enough, my TV in my room is it's probably like 2 or 3 years. I don't know, it's a few years newer than the one in my living room. And I was able to watch it in my bedroom. But later last night, I wanted my parents to watch it and do it. But the TV in the living room didn't have the capability, so I did read that it has to be on a newer device, and some devices don't have the capacity to enjoy it with all those different features, which kind of sucks. I mean, thankfully I was able to watch it on my TV. I'll probably have my parents in my room so they could watch it. I don't know, but yeah, so there's that. That's really all I wanted to say about Bandersnatch, but I definitely thought it was cool. It was different. What do you guys think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you like the interactive platform or the interactive, model for film? Let me know in the comments below. I also want to say thank you for 13,000 subscribers. I just checked this morning, and I said, you know what? I need to start putting out better and more content for these 13,000 lovely people that are interested in what I have to say and the tingles that I provide them with. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I love you so much. Check my description for